Hello everyone. Today I will be talking about the novel The Distant Window, written by Ashapurna Devi. I will be dealing with chapter 1 today. Let's begin with the introduction to the novel. The Distant Window is a novel that is translated by Anima Bose to English. This novel was actually originally written in Bengali, and the novel deals with the issues of a woman, specifically Parvati and Ramola. This novel can also be analyzed from a post-colonial feminist lens because it contains the narratives of subalternity, double marginalization of a woman. The novel is also a voice and a representation for so many women who are underprivileged like Parvati, and the kind of pressures these women they undergo in the society as well as their private lives. The novel has 17 chapters. Let's talk about the themes of the novel. The themes include the emergence of a new woman. The idea of a new woman was quite common during her time, and this idea of a new woman actually signifies the emergence of those women who are completely independent from men. These women, they try to seek a job, or they try to gauge certain opportunities for themselves in the society so that they can be completely liberated from men. This kind of idea is seen in the character of Parvati and Ramola. The other themes included in the novel are patriarchal society, subjugation of women, marital abuses, gender dynamics, tussle between rural and urban life, class distinctions, and redemption. Let's talk about the characters. Parvati, she is the main protagonist of the novel, and her husband is known as Nandolal Raut. And Nandolal Raut is an aged man who is married to a young woman, Parvati, and Nandolal works for the Sahabs. And Mr. Manas Mukherjee, and he is actually commonly referred to as Sahab in the novel, and he is Ramola's husband. And Ramola is wife to Mr. Manas Mukherjee, and Ramola is also sometimes referred to as Mem Saheb. Dasrat, in the novel, he is commonly referred to as Mali, and he is also a person who is working in the Dak bungalow, and he is a servant to Sahab. Okay, let's talk about the chapter. The chapter opens with Parvati collecting water from the well, sees a moving car in the street. When the novel opens, we are introduced to Parvati, who is collecting water from the well, and all of a sudden she sees a moving car in the street, and all of a sudden she assumes that it is Sahab's car, who is Mr. Manas Mukherjee, and he is supposed to reach Dak bungalow at around 5 p.m. But then she thought that why would Sahab come at this time? Because people like Manas Mukherjee, or people who belong to the upper class, they maintain or they have a fixed time schedule. Parvati wonders that it is not Sahab, since people like Sahab maintain their time properly, and he will not return now at 10 a.m. At present it is 10 a.m. and he wonders why Mr. Manas Mukherjee is coming at around 10 a.m. since he is supposed to reach at Dak bungalow at around 5 p.m. The Dak bungalow actually is the place where Mr. Manas Mukherjee or any other Sahab used to stay, and it is the place where people like Parvati and other rural people who belongs to the lower section of the society will be working there for the Sahabs, and they will be earning from their work. Parvati works in the Dak bungalow, and it is one of the reasons why she was wondering if the car she saw earlier is Mr. Manas Mukherjee. She gathers the water from the well and she goes back home. Let's see what exactly happened in the middle of the novel. We are introduced to Parvati's family background and her history. Parvati belongs to a very poor family, okay, and she is disliked by the people because they assume that she flirts. So when it comes to Parvati's character, she is very flirtatious, not in a negative way, but in a very light-hearted way. And she is married to Nandolal, who works in Dak Bungalow and as a worker or a gardener. So Nandolal also works in the Dak Bungalow, sometimes as a servant to Sahab, or sometimes he also works as a gardener. So, and Nandolal is the same age as her own father. So when it comes to Nandolal age is same as Parvati's father. So Nandolal is very much old, and Nandolal is married to Parvati. So since her father is poor, he owes a huge debt to Nandolal, and Parvati resorts to marry Nandolal since her father is unable to clear off the debts. So we get to know the history of their marriage. So the reason why Parvati has to marry Nandolal is because Parvati's father owes a huge debt to Nandolal, and that is one of the reasons why Parvati has to marry Nandolal in order to clear off the debt. Her mother protested against the marriage, but her father agrees. So Parvati assures her mother that Nandolal makes a good amount of income, better than some youths, and she is happy. So Parvati tries to assure her own mother that Nandolal makes a good amount of income, makes a good amount of money, better than some other young men, and Parvati is very much happy with Nandolal. Okay, so during some family crisis, her mother usually feeds off of Parvati's resources for food, ironically. So in the novel, what happened is that since Parvati's family belonged to a very poor background, sometimes they also face financial crisis. So what happened is that Parvati's mother will come to Parvati's home to get some food or shelter whenever they have financial emergency or financial crisis. And it is very much ironic in the novel because her mother protested against the marriage, but during the time of crisis, her mother will come to her house for food and shelter. So let's continue with the novel. After returning back home, Nandolal tells Parvati that Sahab's return to Dak Bungalow shall benefit them. So why do you think that Sahab's return will benefit Nandolal and Parvati? Because as soon as Sahab will return to Dak Bungalow, Sahab will give them small little work, and they can profit off from that particular work. That's why Nandolal is telling to Parvati that they are going to make a good amount of money when Sahab will return to Dak Bungalow. And he also goes on to tell to Parvati that he will be staying for a long period of time. That means Sahab will stay here for a long period of time. He will not only stay for 1 or 2 days, but for a long period of time, and they will receive works that will give them a good sum of income. So she wonders why Sahab is coming to Dak Bungalow. So Parvati is wondering why Sahab is coming to Dak Bungalow. What could be the reason? So we will also see the reason why Sahab, that is Mr. Manas Mukherjee, is coming to Dak Bungalow. So Nandolal will tell Parvati that Sahab's village is allocated in the border between Bengal and Bihar. Previously, it used to be in Bengal and it is in Bihar at present, causing interstate conflicts. So, to the statement of Nandolal, we get to see that Sahab's village is in between the border of Bengal and Bihar. So previously, his village used to be in Bengal, but now it is in Bihar, causing so much of conflicts. Okay, interstate conflicts means there is a conflict between Bengal and Bihar for the border. It usually happens in India. Even nowadays, it is also happening, right? So Sahab actually has returned to inspect on the conflicts of border, and he has come to resolve these interstate conflicts of border in his village. Okay, and Nandolal tells to Parvati that this kind of issues can also be a threat to Sahab's life, because there are some people who are going to hate Sahab because of his work, because of his trying to resolve the border issues, right? So Parvati is questioning Nandolal why it could be a threat to Sahab's life, and Nandolal tells Parvati that it is beyond her comprehension, it is beyond her understanding. And this is the kind of a patriarchal mindset. So this is the kind of a patriarchal mindset that we can see in the novel, where women are considered less intellectual to even comprehend the political affairs. And Nandolal tells Parvati that she does not have to be concerned of Sahab, because Sahab can literally take care of himself, and her husband is still alive. So this is how the chapter ends. So thank you all, and we'll continue with the next chapter by tomorrow.